Is now recognized.
Thank you, Senator Durbin. Thank you for having this hearing. And, I must say, as I talk to law enforcement personnel in Connecticut and around the country, these kinds of conversion devices, call them Glock switches, whatever, are among their biggest worries because they're on the firing line. They're the ones who often are targets, and they're outmatched when their adversaries, criminals, have these kinds of devices that can convert semi-automatics into automatics. And even if you say they should be permitted to some extent, I'm wondering whether gun manufacturers don't have a responsibility to make devices that they sell safer. And I know that Senator Hirono kind of raised PLACA. I have been a longtime advocate of repealing PLACA and enabling litigants who have been harmed the opportunity to take action against gun manufacturers just as they do against manufacturers of cars, toasters, most consumer products, all consumer products, except some that are given a specific exemption. So, Mr. Ludwig, let me ask you, are there ways that private litigants, if given the right to take action, and I was Attorney General of the state of Connecticut for some 20 years, but I used to welcome the people I called private attorneys general, who vindicated the public interest by taking action on their own behalf. Would gun manufacturers have more of an incentive to make their products safer and to avoid the kind of advertising that they do now, often appealing to young men, as a matter of their manhood, if there were the right of individuals to take action in our courts?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. I'm an economist. I look at data for a living. We haven't had lots of these regulations in the past, so we don't have a lot of data to look at what would happen in the case of firearms specifically. But we can look at other consumer products where we've changed incentives for manufacturers. I mentioned automobiles earlier. There's a long list of examples of whether it's regulation or whether it's litigation, where we've changed incentives for manufacturers to improve the safety of their products, and we've seen big improvements in product safety in response.
Let me ask other witnesses whether they have a view on that question. Ms. Sanchez-Gomez, do you have an opinion?
Thank you, Senator. As a litigator, I know that litigation is an incredibly powerful tool in creating incentives for any industry, and the gun industry in particular, to change its behavior to address problems that it knows its products are causing in communities. And I think the repeal of PLACA would be an incredible step in that direction.
Ms. O'Donnell?
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't litigate anything, but I think if anything to get these high-powered and fast-firing weapons off the streets is great.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator. Okay. We'll just give my colleague a moment to get settled in.